Today, you're going to learn how to take your credit report and use information on it to write your dispute letter. And this is exactly what we've been going over every single day on my channel. And we've been doing it since July 2015 when I posted my first video. So what we're going to do after you smash that like and subscribe if you haven't done so is we're going to go one by one and write a dispute reason for this specific account. But first, you want to understand that every single account and every single dispute reason is going to be the same, as is every single dispute letter. It has a very specific structure. It goes name, recipient, your why paragraph, your accounts and reasons, and your one-line closing. As for your dispute reason, we follow the Agero formula, which is action, justifier, element, reason, and outcome. And here's just a very quick example. Delete this charge off for inaccuracy because the date of last payment reports as these facts, and we take these facts from the credit report. So let's jump right into this credit report. We've already written our dispute letter over here, but I'm going to explain exactly why I wrote it. We have our personal information, we have the date, and we have our bureau name and our address. Now, this is our why paragraph. I received a copy of my credit report via My Free Score Now and noticed many inaccuracies that need to be removed and even a few violations. I would like for you to investigate this reporting and after correction, send a new credit report reflecting these changes. And so now's the most important part, which is going to be the actual accounts. Because if you remember, when we go back over here to the structure, we have to have after the why paragraph, our accounts and our reasons. Let's go one by one. Here is our first account. When I'm looking at this account, I see quite a few things, but specifically the continued reporting in the payment history. Take a look at the payment history. We have it showing charged off from April 23 all the way till April 24. So we have two major things here that we're disputing, but you can also see that there is zero date last paid, which is a huge problem. So my dispute reason for this is very simple, and we're going to take a look at the actual dispute letter. So capital one, number 517805, delete for inaccuracy, continued reporting after this account was charged off. This reports continued activity between April 23 and January 24. Additionally, this account reports that the account was closed in February 23 on TransUnion, May 23 on Experian, and February 24 on Equifax. This is impossible and the account requires deletion. The next one is actually going to be Navy Federal. This is the next one. Delete this account for failure to report the date last paid. Additionally, I paid on time December 22, which is reported as 60 days late, even though November reports. We have November reporting as on time, December reporting as 60 days late. How is that even possible? You can't have on time and then 60 days late. There's no date last paid. There's actually continued reporting of charge off. This is actually very simple. We're just going one by one and finding the best possible dispute reason. Now, the next one is going to be possible financials. The next one is possible financial, and the dispute reason for this is delete this account for violation. This account is closed and yet continues to report a monthly payment of $342. How can this account be closed? Because it's actually charged off, and you can even verify right here, closed, but payment amount $342 with continued reporting between May of 22 all the way up through December of 23. That is impossible. There's many things on here that you can actually utilize. The next one is going to be OPP loans, FinWise. Remove this account for violation. The high balance of this account reports $3,000, and yet the balance of the account is $4,388, which is impossible. The high balance is lower than the current balance of this account. The high balance is right here, $3,000, nothing. But if we check out the actual balance of the account, it says $4,388. Another issue is there's zero date last paid and continued reporting in the payment history. We need to choose the best possible dispute reason, and these are the ones that I identified. So we have a violation, and that's going to be the high balance being less than the current balance. And you have to remember that the high balance is actually the highest the balance ever was on the account. It is impossible to be less than the balance owed. It is going to be Bridgecrest. We only have a late payment, and I made this one really simple. We're going to remove all the late payments because I paid on time August 2020, which means that if one is inaccurate, they all have to be inaccurate, right? So we're going to say the late payments on this account must be removed for inaccuracy because I paid on time August 2020, which means that all the late payments must be inaccurate. Delete for inaccuracy. This account reports that I was late July 2, which is incorrect. Furthermore, no date last paid is reported, which is required to report. We have quite a bit of data on here, but specifically we have these late payments. Unfortunately, there's no way to correct all of these late payments. We can do one of many things. We can actually say that we weren't late on July of 2022. We can dispute the fact that the data last payment is missing. But again, I chose to go with using one late payment to remove all of the late payments. Let's go to Capital One. Remove this account for inaccuracy, no date last paid reports, and I was not late December 2021. Furthermore, this account is in violation for failure to enter the notice to dispute within the required time period of 30 days from the date that you received my first dispute. And that is because this account was previously disputed. You're going to see that we have zero notice of dispute. There's no creditor remarks here. And we're going to use that first date of delinquency that we can see. Although if you look at the payment history for 7 years, you would actually see that there are more late payments prior to these 24 months that you can actually see. Now with Jefferson, this is a collection. So this is real simple. Remove this unverified account. I have no idea what this is. And then immediately below that, we have NCB. And we're going to say this account is unknown, remove for inability to verify. We have one more account. And this is going to be Fingerhut, which is actually right here. So it's reported in 3 different places, but we're going to use the same dispute reason for this. Delete this account for non-compliance. And you can say non-compliance of reporting or just for false information, failure to report the date last paid. Additionally, I was not late May 2020. So if we look at this, there's zero date last paid, and we're going to choose the first late payment that we can see, which is going to be March of 2020. So this is as simple as it could possibly be. All we're doing is taking the information and plugging it into our dispute reason formula. Action like delete, update, remove, rectifier, which is because, the element that we're disputing, which is like the balance, the date last paid, etc. The reason, because I wasn't late. And then we're going to include the facts like reports 1/2020 on Experian, 5/2021 on Equifax, and 8/19 on TransUnion. That, my friend, is it. Take the information from the credit report, plug it into that structure, and you are going to have the perfect dispute reason every single time. If you want to learn more about this, I have 1,800 free videos right here on my channel. Again, going back to 15, and you can learn all about it. Or you can head over to sendme2.co/funnel, and you're going to be able to check out the actual dispute funnel that is going to take you step by step to teach you all of these strategies for the credit sweep. But that is it for today. If you want to schedule a free consultation for a credit sweep to see if I can do it for you, head over to my740.com and I will see if I can help. But I will see you next time.